So for my first meal of the week, I'm making a straightforward spaghetti bolognese. So I've got my chopped tomatoes, passata for the basis of the sauce, onion, carrots, red pepper and mushrooms. And I always forget to go through these basic kind of meals, but I forget that some of you are starting out cooking. So this is a great one to try, really straightforward. You just soften down all your veg, brown the mince and add in any of your tomato. So that gets mixed through and you want to add your seasonings. With bolognese, good seasonings to use are thyme, oregano and bay leaves. I also like to add a little bit of red wine. It's just really delicious. And we're having it with some garlic bread. A few of the kids are at friends' houses. This is Dylan's and I'm afraid of what this child's going to eat when he's a teenager. At 9 years old he had 2 helpings like that. Then we have Pearl, she's joining in with us, and then mine and Alistair's and Lola's, and they just like a little parmesan on top. So I've used the same bolognese for the kids the next day, so I cooked that little bit extra. We really don't like eating the same thing 2 days in a row, but the kids love it like this. So they've got some tortilla chips, it's almost like nachos, but there's no guacamole or any of the salsa or anything like that, just a little bit of grated cheese on top. So it was kind of nice, I didn't have to cook too much. Then for Alistair and I'm using my little device from Lakeland. I've shown it before, I will link it down below. It does lots of different things, but I'm always cooking wraps in it. So I got these sweet chili tortilla wraps, they're new in Tesco, and I've got a seasoned breast of chicken which I meal prepped at the start of the week, Nando's Péronaise, grated cheese and some blush tomatoes. Basically everything's gone into the wrap. The little device goes in the microwave for 3 minutes, then it's ready to fold over your wrap and put it inside. Of course you could fold it neatly, but I have stuffed mine so full. When it comes out, it's lovely and golden and toasty. We're having it with just some skinny chips, they were oven fries, and then a little bit of a side salad. I've got my sun blush tomatoes and a vinaigrette there with some rocket as well. And every week I make a soup, and this one's going to be a minestrone. So I've got a quarter of a large gammon. I got this reduced to Christmas and froze them into sections. I've got some frozen cabbage, celery, yellow pepper, brown onion, garlic, carrots and whatever pasta I've got left over in the cupboards. So spaghetti and some twists. Then we've got passata, chopped tomatoes and some cannellini beans. I've got bay leaves, thyme, oregano, tomato puree and some vegetable stock cubes. And any little other bits you can throw into the soup. It's a great one just to use up different odds and ends. So generally when I'm making something that requires quite a bit of chopping and prep, I will do that the evening before or first thing in the morning. I do get asked tons on this channel, why do I just not make life simple sometimes and throw in fish fingers or waffles? But to be honest, my kids just won't eat that type of food. And when I was working full time with 4 young kids, I found that just prepping little bits in the morning or last thing at night, it's possible still to do good home cooked meals. So very simply, you just soften down all that veg, add your seasonings in. I'm crumbling up my stock cubes, loads of thyme and oregano because I am making a really large batch of this soup. Chopped tomatoes in. I ended up using 2 tins, and then I've also went with some passata as well. Then you want to add your liquid in. If you're cooking a ham in this dish, you need to make sure that the ham is completely submerged, so lots of liquid. You can also add a lot more in down the line as well. So this just bubbles away. I have got lots of tomato puree in there as well because it is a nice Tuscan soup with a really strong tomato flavour. This cooks away until the ham's done, and then that is actually going to be kept for lunches, for omelettes, ham hock sandwiches. So I'm not going to shred it through the soup, but I have done in other videos, you can see. And I also found some mixed beans, and I'm going to put a few sun blush tomatoes in as well, just for a little punchier flavour. So they all go in. Again, it's just back on the ring, simmering away. You don't have to do anything until half an hour before I add in my broken up spaghetti, and the kids decided they wanted macaroni. So it is nice to have a mix of different sizes or shapes of spaghetti. Give it a mix through so it doesn't stick to the bottom. And then as a side, I've just got a normal baguette sliced up, brushed with olive oil under the grill, and then a little bit of grated parmesan on top for parmesan toast. And that is everyone plated up. As you can see, there's the parmesan toast, just lovely and golden. I love them with a little bit of pesto as well. And this is everyone with their first bowl. And I do love a soup like this because you're making sure that you get 5 of their veg a day in that one bowl of soup. And best of all, I've got my leftovers, so I've got a few lunches here, or I can pop it in the freezer. But I'm actually going to show you another meal with the leftover minestrone. So I've got these Hock vegetarian sausages. I'm going to chop them up in a little dish and add in the minestrone. So it's going to make more of a pasta bake. I've topped it with fine breadcrumbs and a little grated cheese. My kids also love crunched up cheese and onion crisps for a crispy topping. This goes in the oven. It doesn't need to go too long, about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and it comes out lovely and golden. Obviously I've kept it meat free with the vegetarian sausages, but pork or beef would be delicious, and it just makes those leftovers go so much further, and you would swear it was a completely different meal that you're eating the next day just by adding in those sausages and baking it in the oven. The sauces are drawn up through the pasta. And with Chinese New Year, we thought we would do one of our favourite dishes, and it's our honey chili chicken. There's a full cook with me on the channel that gives in-depth steps, so I will leave the link down below. But we've got our honey sweet sauce, the marinade for the chicken, and also a batter that I've created. So 3 elements to it, and we've done these chicken in batches. It definitely does take a little bit of time, this dish, but we're also making for a few more than just our family this evening. And our Peking duck has been cooking along in the oven for hours until it's nice and crispy. So once everything's done in batches, I've put the red sauce into the wok and then added in the chicken. It needs to be bubbling to completely coat the chicken, and add in your veg, cashew nuts, and sprinkle with some sesame seeds as well. So we're serving it with a few different sides. I've got spring rolls, tempura prawns, and also I've got my items ready for our crispy duck as well to make the pancakes. So everything all in by shopping really smartly at the Asian supermarket. You can do this for just over £10. So I will link that down below for you to try out. So hope you enjoyed the meals of the week this week. Make sure to give a thumbs up, comment down below if you did, and of course subscribe if you'd like to see more meal idea videos like these. But as always, thank you very much for watching, guys.